and that's another thing. Like when I was on SoundClick. SoundClick is like this website. It was like SoundCloud where you could upload your music up there, and they had like a forum for rappers. And that's how I met a lot of rappers on SoundClick. You know, they had the forums, and they would like record a song and like leave a verse open and like post it and be like whoever want to get on this, y'all, y'all get on it and email it to me and I'm gonna choose the best one, and use that verse. And that's how I was pushing it out, in my journey by myself. I started like doing those, like just was doing songs with random people I ain't never met before in my life in whole other states, just completing the verses for them and stuff like that. A lot of time they would be hating because I was smoking it. You know what I'm saying? And they would be hating. They like, hey. But a lot of time they did, And then I started like doing like they used to have this little scammer dude in the city, like, and he used to let you pay like $10 and you could perform like at the different bars and clubs and stuff. I didn't performed at the Therapy Lounge in Tulane, performed at Stars and for Chef. I didn't been to St. Claude. I didn't perform so many places, like, places with 3 people there, like in the audience. So, like, I done met a lot of rappers like that. Met AP like that. Shout out to AP, Dee Dee, the godmother of the bounce artist. Like, I met her, like, that's how me and her got cool. Like, like you just be, I met this white boy, Lex. You just meet a whole bunch of people like that, and like I was like just going through the motions, you pay the $10, you perform, and they choose whoever the best one is, depending on what the audience say, and you'll fly you out to like Atlanta and stuff like that. But I highly doubt they would.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like a little scam they was running. So, like I started, I ain't gonna say, well, the way they was doing it was scamming, but like, so me and Charles, shout out to Charles, he in the Our Nation crew, me and him started doing the same, but, we was actually giving artists opportunities and stuff. We was letting them perform like mini sets. Like, and Drell was a part of it too. Like, he was like silent partner in it.
Shout out, yeah, shout out Get Dollars.
Shout out to
He
Get
was good.
Dollars,
He was
that was
nice.
on
Yeah,
our
he was
artists.
nice.
He was nice, like,
Yeah,
shout out to one of my first artists was my baby mama. Shout out to Michelle, like
for
Big
sure.
shout out.
She made
that's a
she
whole
made my
nother
first
story.
album.
That's a
She
whole
she
other
made my
story.
first
But
album. So yeah, shout out.
yeah, made my first album too. You know what I'm saying? And,
Oh yeah, she did. Was it Anticipation, right?
yeah,
Yo, Anticipation is a classic.
Anticipation.
If anybody hear this, go on that Piff. If it's still there, it's called The Anticipation by J Pro. Promise. Lyrical. I
Anticipation.
love it. It's my favorite album. It's not his,
Uh,
but it's mine.
This is the quality, like, is not good at all, bro. I swear. But it's like if you can look past the quality and just listen to the lyrics and stuff, bro, I swear you probably think I was like top 5 greatest rapper all time type stuff. Like, I could really, really, really. But the problem is that like I was always broke, so I could never like afford the quality. And I mean, even when we was going to the professional studio, I couldn't afford to mix it, so I had to like
Word.
get all the stems from the dude and do it myself
That's real,
because I
man.
could only pay for him to record it. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was working, you know. But yeah, that rap shit was a journey, dog. Like, for real, for real. Like, but I don't regret none of it. Like, and I was like an artist, like on some Bob Dylan type, Jimi Hendrix type stuff. Like, I had to like get super drunk and like a couple times take my shirt off like Pac in the studio because I had the home studio, so it was just me and the mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only had my son on the weekend. Drell and them had like a family at the house. You know what I'm saying? But me, it was just me, and I was in that just tearing it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? The music game is just very, 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 very special. But it's just not the same no more. I would love to get
For
back in it,
sure.
but it's just not the same anymore.
For
Not,
sure. And
it's hard
poetry
to
is
find out.
poetry, man. You know what I mean? Even if you're not, rapping it out, it's still poetry, man. Let's be real here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, for sure. And I feel like, like Drell is one of the best rappers I ever heard, like, and I ain't just saying that because he's my dog. I'm saying that because, like, I really believe it. Like, I always felt like I could make good music, but that he could rap. Like, that boy could rap. Like, he could spit, like, lyrically.
Let me find out the beat
punchlines,
and Drill Butler
delivery,
stand
all
for
that he got.
bars.
You know what I'm saying?
I do appreciate that.
Right.
Humbly.
The only difference between me and him is I do the popping music. You know what I'm saying? And he don't do that. Like I do the popping music. So I didn't took a
I
couple.
Made a
don't want to
video?
expose you, bro. You remember that video you made, bro?
Oh, bro. You know, like do the in New Orleans back in the days. You know, popping wasn't as gay as it is now. You know what I'm saying? So we used to have our little popping
It was the Ludacris
On
song.
a handstand.
popping.
Yeah.
Wow.
On that, he was on the sofa, bro. I ain't gonna
Bruh.
smoke, bro. It was funny. It was a good laugh.
That was a good laugh, dog.
Yeah.
That's the days right there, Playboy.
For sure.
But
For sure.
but yeah, bro, that rap game something serious. So I was like going to film,
Yeah, man. We met
and
actually.
that's how we end up doing.
Yeah, for real.
You
we
and
actually met
Joe
man,
met.
in Virginia, and we met on the job, and we got cool. We started talking about the Bible, and I had actually introduced him to Christ spiritually. Like I know he, been to church and stuff, but just as far as having a personal, individualized relationship, and we started talking about the Bible, and we realized we had good interest. So I had my own history in the project, and I think a lot of us, music was a gateway for a lot of us, even if we didn't go all the way to the top like we may have wanted to. It was a huge gateway. It kept us out of trouble. It taught us how to interact with people a certain way. It helped us increase our vocabulary. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, me and Drell, man, Drell just been a solid dude, man, since I met him. You know what I'm saying? He's been the same dude consistently. Overall, you know what I'm saying? He's developed into the guy he is now, man. And it's been on since then, man. We've been brothers.
For sure. I'll say this, man. It's I'm gonna say 99%. I'm not gonna give myself 100%, but 99%. I've been blessed enough to be surrounded by good friends, man, and that's one thing that I'm really proud of. That even though I don't have a big circle, I can tell you that right now, my circle is not big, but the friends that I do have are like family to me. They're like brothers. I call them mom. You know what I'm saying? They call my mom. So it's always been like that. So that's what I think is pretty dope.
Get into that.
You know? and how the Real Day thing started, because we gave this name a long time ago. We always had like conversations over the phone, and we'll be talking, like saying something that we figured that was deep. You know what I'm saying? For at least deep to us. And we'll call it like, oh, that's real. You know what I mean? And Real Day. But it always seemed to happen on a Friday because we work together. But on Fridays, we'll be talking about something like that. And we started calling Friday Real Day, and Thursday was Real Day Eve, right? But let's say it's Monday and we start talking about something real, and I'm like, oh no, it's too early in the week, you violating. You know what I'm saying? So that's how all of this really started. You know what I'm saying? It started so long ago, and it was just jokes. We were just saying it back then. It wasn't nothing serious, but that's pretty much how it started. And it just kept going on throughout the years, you know what I'm saying? And it turned to, like, if it's too deep, we call it Real Week, you know what I'm saying? So it was like Real Week, we let the real speak. And it just carried for years, you know what I'm saying? And now we're doing something with it now. We're doing something with the nation. Now that we transition from music, then we transition to film, right? And we're still in a film thing, right? Shout out Sky's Life, because let's not forget that Sky's Life production. And now we're with
like Voltron.
We're merging it, and it's now Real Day Nation. You know what I'm saying? And so that's pretty much how it is, man.
For sure. Yeah, man. We trying to, we trying to expand our vernacular. We want to have podcasts. Like state property, cartoons, movie, etc. Yep. Yeah, man. Any group you saw in the early 2000s era that we probably looked up to, we're very, very cultured. Especially with the music game.
That was me right there.
Real, I was G Unit down, G Unit.
Straight
that was my squad. For real. The Hot Boys, the first album I bought on my own money, with my money, was 2 albums. It was Eminem, Slim Shady LP, and Hot Boys Guerrilla Warfare. My first two like albums.
All right.
You know,
And
like all my older than me, like they way older than me. Like I'm like all my first, because my mom was the baby, so like all my first cousins like got me by like 10 years. So I ain't really have like a lot of up to date music around. So all I did was listen to old school music. You know, I was going to school listening to Biz Markie and all that. They was teasing me at school. They was like, "What the hell is you listening to?" And I was like, I remember one time I was on the bus, we was going to a field trip, and I was jamming, man. They was like, "What the hell is you listening to?" And I was listening to Luther. You know what I'm saying? Like I always, I swear, like I just picked up whatever they had around the house, whatever
Luther,
my
my boy.
auntie had, or my uncle, or
Big
my
Pro.
mama,
It was
somebody
Luther.
just listened to it.
Luther, huh?
That's why I turned into a musical somebody.
7:00 in the morning, going to school. Ooh,
for sure.
that's what's up. Hey,
Yeah.
it's music, man.
That Luther was jamming, man. I'm swaying and shit on the bus. What you listening to BG? Yeah, sure. For real, dog. But then we had that the Hot Boys era though. Like that's when I wanted to be hard. And like, man, like, you know, I could never, you know, like I said, we was always broke, so I always had to like make my outfits. So I have like, you know, everybody's wearing Jabos, the big. We got. I
forgot
had
to
one
mention
extra. What
the how we made the New Balance the Nation shoe.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were about to pull a corner on that. But I used to wear the Jabos, so I couldn't afford the Jabos, so I had the big like Lees or something like some Levi's, like and just buy them real big. And then my mama bought me the nurse shoes instead of the soldiery, so I had the nurse shoes on. So I just wore them joints, covered them up. I was a thug for a little bit, yeah. But as far as the nation balances,
I
I
remember
mean,
that, man.
like
That's
you know,
crazy.
that's when they had them for 2 for $89 at Foot
yeah,
Locker.
thanks.
They had them 2 for $89. You
Thanks.
back to school sales, they had like certain shoes that was 2 for $89. But I had to like share mine with my sister though. So I was like, man, I'm going to get me some New Balances and stuff. Man, Red got some. We all got some. And like, you know, they had the little N on the side, so you know that stood for Nation and all that. So we had our own shoe brand and everything, cuz. Like we was really building that. Like we named Nation after everything. Like, you know, everything. At one point we had shirts made, but that got expensive, so I couldn't do it no more. But we had shirts
For sure.
made. We had everything. Like would have been in the soundtracks. Like movies I've done. Like they gave me control of the music, and we'll do that. We'll do songs for that. And, man, we rolling. But
Cool.
we still rolling. We still around.
For sure. For sure.
It just like I said, man, that influence with the music and stuff like that, like, that's what make us, because when I was little, I never would have thought, like, I would be like how I am now. Like, I hung with all white boys when I was, like, a kid, like, at school. At home, I wasn't, we didn't have no white kids around. Like, it was all black neighborhood. But, like, when I was at school, we watched wrestling together and all that. Like, so, to have this black camaraderie now, and going to a black college and all that other stuff that I did not think I would do, like is crazy. Like, cause of my life, like pivoted like that. Cause I thought I was gonna be like, dude, because that's how I used to talk. Like, like, dude, man, no way. And then like, I go home, and then all the people in the neighborhood would be like, look at this white motherfucker. I played baseball and not nothing wrong with baseball. I'm just saying, like, I was the only black person on the team, and I was always like, always went to PWI like type institute because I was a gifted, so it wasn't really a lot of black kids in gifted. So like, when I turned 13 and got that guerrilla warfare, man, I'm saying I want to be a nigga. So, tell you, I changed everything, dog. That was with 8th grade. Like I changed everything by myself, dog. I started changing everything, like who I hung with, what I wore, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the music really like influenced my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, granted, if like Kanye and like Donald Glover and all them was out when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably still would have been like a hippie. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, as I got older, now I just mix it all together, like a little hippie, a little hood, a little bit of everything. Cause I like everything now. I like Drake now. I love Drake now because everybody hate him. Like when I was young and I hated Drake because I thought he was fake. And like everybody thought I was the biggest hater in the world. Now everybody hates him, and now I love him because I didn't been through stuff like as far as like relationships as a time. And it's a 10-year jump. So like I didn't been through so much relationship shit now. And I was like, I understand, and I'm like with a lighter, like just sing, man, just sing.